Ah!
Captain, you weren't there. You didn't hear the testimonies, the pain. No one should have to live like this. This is futile, Captain. You're leading your people to their death as they once led you to yours. And for what? None of your adoring fans will know you died for them. Kill Captain Rogers. Without him, they'll crumble. Reason must guide our future now. The time for heroes is over. Romanoff, the way you managed to infiltrate my company was impressive. Mind over matter.
Don't you understand? Heroes are people, and people can be corrupted. Science is humanity's only hope.
I was wondering when my old friends would make their appearance. Brings a tear to my eye to see you all assembled together again. You're making this easy for me, offering yourselves up for the slaughter. Optimistic to the end. You'll die with a smile on your face. Die, Avenger! Like an ant beneath my shoe. Monica should have let you burn with me. The world agrees with me. The Avengers are reckless, mindless monsters. It's in your nature. Look around. San Francisco is in ruins. Inhumans run rampant with powers they refuse to control. What would you have me do? Does fighting for the weak sound crazy? Shielding them from the violent and powerful? Enough of this. Your captain smashed my reactor. He destroyed San Francisco. Without him, we had 5 years of peace. I shouldn't bother appealing to your conscience. You don't have one. You can't resist betraying others. You joined AIM and polluted minds, making them defect. They believed in the cause. No quips, Stark? That's not like you. You can't defeat someone who has nothing to lose, Stark. I don't intend to leave this place again. Can you make such a sacrifice? Ah, there's the Stark I know, joking in the face of death. She made me into the thing I hate the most. I'm willing to die with them now, for the good of all. It won't be as easy as that. No! Don't call me that. I am MODOK. I didn't want you to die, Rogers. I just wanted the world to not need you. Then I hope the world is a better place after everything I've done. My warships will not be stopped. Inhumanity will end. The clock is on my side, Avengers. Finish them all. This is futile. I won't live to regret. You cannot hope to contain me. Romanoff fails again. You won't come back from this one. Inhumans are born destructive, violent. I am the good guy, Kamala.
Thank you, Cap. Captain Rogers. The Chimera is powered by a new mineral, Tarleton. 3 years ago, I found a strange rock, yes, in the San Francisco Bay. Upon further tests, it was clear this mineral would be... who's... I'm gonna be sick. Captain, we have a problem! Not that! I've never seen readings like these. I'm trying, Hello, I'm Dr. George Tarleton, CEO and founder of Advanced Idea Mechanics. AIM is proud to announce an Inhuman clinic opening to serve Jersey City this fall. If you're worried you've been exposed to the inhuman disease, visit our website to make an appointment. Slots are filling up fast. Dr. Banner, stop! Retract the walkways. Evac the subjects to Site 3. Doctor, I know you can hear me. Please. You can fight him. I don't want to hurt you. This isn't you. This monster isn't you, Doctor. He wouldn't want this research destroyed. He needs it. I can help you. Let me help you, Bruce. It isn't too late. You saw the truth, Banner. You were the only one. We're fixing the damage the Avengers did, what we did all those years ago. There is a chance for all those Inhumans to have a better life. I know you would want me to protect that. No matter the cost. Restrain the Hulk! We can still save the Inhumans from your fate. They want a cure. I wish it didn't have to come to this. If you can't stop the Hulk, then I will. I have to. I can see you fighting him. You don't want to be this thing, but you're weak. Both of you. You can't protect the world from what you've become. And it's killing you, isn't it? I'm so sorry, Bruce. This is your new place? I expected more mirrors. Turn the girl over, Stark. The girl needs our help. Inhumans are sick. They need treatment. Don't flatter yourself. I've barely lifted a finger. You have looked down on me from the moment we met. Let me introduce you to what I like to call technokinesis. Still putting the weak in danger. You never learn. You heard Dr. Banner's testimony, Stark. The Avengers were dangerous. I wasn't the one who ordered you to be dissolved. Frankly, I'm surprised to see you and Banner together again. You should listen to logic and reason. You're choosing sides in a battle you don't fully understand. Give me the girl, and you and Banner can do whatever you want. Sorry, Jarvis isn't home anymore, Kamala. I've made sure your new friends won't know until it's too late. This ends now! You should have accepted my offer. You'll find out. The Avengers are using you, Kamala. Oh, you're so naive. Your new friends will let you down. That's all they know. So did I. Once. The world's about to be reminded who the Avengers really are. So, the false god returns. Why? You did what you were supposed to do, Thor. You gave up your power. You should have stayed forgotten. Look around. I'm everywhere. I have one last card to play, Avengers. One way or another, this ship is hitting ground. No, go ahead. I'm enjoying this immensely. I'm quite happy with either. I win regardless. You've given me no choice. I think you'll find this shield familiar, Stark. The damage has already been done, Avengers. No one will see you as heroes ever again. You should know. The whole world is watching. Oh, and what truth do you think they're learning now? Really? Whose ship is about to crash into New York? They're letting a child fight their battles, Thor. Doesn't that prove their lack of honor? Their cowardice? You killed Captain America, Thor. Who else will fall before your hammer? You idiots have made this so easy. The Chimera is mine. The Chimera will go down, just as you will. This ends now! Stay down, beast! So much for making you see reason. If you wish to stand with your captain, you can die together! All this wasted effort. It will make no difference. Inhumanity is a blight on this earth. It must be eradicated. Not quite yet. You don't understand. You can't help but hurt others. Only I can stop you. Losing your leader worked to stop you once. Shall we try again? Then don't force us to live through another A-Day. We can come out of this with our humanity intact, Captain. It was an excellent idea you had. logging the little safety violations Tony makes every time he bothers to show up in the laboratory late and wearing those awful rubber sandals with socks. I'm not optimistic enough to think it would ever amount to anything, but in some little way, it makes me feel like I have some control. If we were bold enough to take Tarleton to its logical conclusion, we wouldn't need people like him anymore. To have power like they wield, concentrated and unaccountable, it's an unsustainable system. The more I get to know them, the more I wonder how the world has made it this far without catastrophe. I don't resent Tony for what he's done as an Avenger, but I resent how they all justify their own existence as necessary when they're largely the architects of all our misfortune to begin with. Superhumans are a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I want out. Tarleton was supposed to be the way. I appreciate your ear, Monica. I feel surrounded these days, and it's good to have someone with similar interests to commiserate with. In regards to the May 19th article, Entire Community Applauds Hawkeye, I feel the need to say, no, the entire community does not applaud Hawkeye. The sanitation workers who will be cleaning up around the crime scene for days won't be applauding, nor will the attorneys dealing with the wholly predictable lawsuits brought by the suspects. Applause, however, is the only thing Mr. Barton had in mind when he made a spectacle out stopping what amounted to a property crime with undue force and a disregard for civil rights. For a country that nominally opposes fascism, I find it appalling how often we collectively swoon over some costumed thug trampling over supposedly inalienable rights in the defense of some nebulous ideal of law and order. If we leave our fate in the hands of the unaccountable few, we deserve whatever future they make for us. Advancements in human science promise a future far safer than what they can provide, teeming with possibility. But sadly, we seem content with the bread and circuses of capes. George Tarleton, Hayward, California. Ultimately decided not to file a report. I took all of Sunday night off to clear my head, thinking of all the little compromises and betrayals of my principles that led me here. Somehow, in my desire to repair the world, I find myself allied with the very people that destabilize it. They are what they've always been. I have only myself to blame. I knew what the devil's bargain would entail. Tony thought I wouldn't notice, but he took Tarleton from the containment facilities, like it was a parent's car to be borrowed for a joyride. And when I caught him, pointed out the unacceptable risk he took, he flashed me a stark smile and shrugged, like a charming schoolboy who believes he will face no consequences. And he won't. Who would hold Iron Man accountable? None of them answer to any laws or authority. He is who he has always been, and I am that I am. My voice will not be heard. So what is there to do but carry on and hope that in the end, something of myself and my principles still remain? Monica says that her regenerative formula is my only hope. There will be significant side effects. Considering where the cancerous growths are, I must assume it will affect my cognition. I don't know if I will be here tomorrow, or if I will be me. M has suggested recording my thoughts prior to her treatments, to review afterwards. Recalling what I wrote may give me a sense of continuity between treatments, as my mind is irrevocably altered. The resentment I quietly nursed for the last 5 years flows like a torrent. Everything that has happened to me, to the world, could have been avoided if it were not for their arrogance. Make no mistake, I am dying because of the actions of the Avengers. A-Day proved to me what I already knew. There would be no saving the world with the help of the Avengers. The world needs to be saved from them. Despite the unimaginable tragedy, if the rest of humanity finally sees them for the threat that they are, then perhaps A-Day is the best thing that happened to any of us. Before A-Day, I labored under the misconception that through diligence I could work my way up, through the myth of meritocracy, until I was in a position to elevate the world. Now I do not know if my new way of thinking is a measure of how much my mind has changed or how much I have learned. But back then, I was a fool. Stark and Banner became great by taking power when they could, by stealing what was not theirs, by branding and franchising. I have learned much under their tutelage. There is the power of their abilities, and there is the power that we surrender to them in fawning adoration. The latter was always the greatest and most deadly, but now, at last, that tide has changed. We no longer worship them like infant gods, and their power fades. When they dim and at last vanish, then humanity will have reclaimed what they stole from us. Only then can we walk together into a better future. Project Adaptoid continues to bear such perfect fruit. No one else sees it, but I feel the inertia inescapable. No matter how hard the abnormals rail against their obsolescence, like static in the air, ozone taste, it's coming. The AIM experience will push potential into kinetic. When we show the public we can replace the superhumans with something faster, stronger, and obedient to mankind, then what allure will the superhumans still hold? No one prefers having a king when they could have a slave. There will be many sacrifices. Monica begins to doubt, and in her indecision, she is incapable. She dreamed of apotheosis for decades, but now she quails before the dawn of the new flesh. Perhaps she no longer feels for me. Perhaps she never did. I watched what she did to Bruce. If I can no longer trust her, I can no longer trust the formula. I am willing to ride this rotting chariot of meat to the end, if it means a world without reliance on the superhumans. Without them at all. Monica is dead, by my will. Her usefulness was at an end long ago, and her betrayal and lies were enough to condemn. Her death makes my purpose clear. All else is ephemeral. For mankind to survive, the superhumans must be expunged down to the memory. Dark Terrigen, altered from the original form thanks to our research, is lethal to inhumans. Distribution is a mere afterthought. We have had the ability and the infrastructure. We only lacked the courage and will. In one day, I can reduce the inhuman population by 99.15%. So I will become an instrument designed for what I must do. For killing. A perfect mind inside a nightmare body. A mental organism designed only for killing. George Tarleton was an artifact of a past that no longer exists. MODOK is the way forward. I will drag us all beyond this prison of meat and matter. You are ash beneath a focused lens. I am the sun. Turn your faces to me, abnormals and humans alike. I am the mechanism of your ascension. I told you, we're wasting our time worrying about this one. Romanoff is underground, looking out for herself. Someday we'll flip a rock and there she'll be. But she won't act alone. Move on.